Hello again, wonderful students, it's me. In this fourth lesson to our week, we're working on comprehension strategies. And the last two lessons worked on multi-draft reading, which taught you to read texts 3 times to pick up on some more information and start digging a little bit deeper. And the second strategy was actually teaching you how to do a closed reading. And we learned that strategy 1 and strategy 2 are really integrated into one another, because when you're reading a text a second time and a third time, you're actually doing a close reading. We're going to dig even deeper than that, guys, and go really deep. And strategy 3 is asking questions. And what I want to surprise you guys with is strategies 1, 2, and 3 are all really interrelated. When you're doing a close reading, you're asking questions. So I'm not teaching you anything new based on strategy 1, which is just reading something 3 times. And each time we read it, we dig a little bit deeper. And strategy 3 is now teaching us how to ask questions. What kind of questions, especially with the Common Core now, what kind of questions are we going to be asked to master? A lot of us have that Keystone exam looming over our heads. We're going to get you there, and we're going to show you what kind of questions to start practicing in all of your classes to help your comprehension, to help you dig really deep and start mastering your reading. So what are we asking? When asked questions about the text, it often goes way beyond basic comprehension. Many of us stop with just understanding what's going on in the text. That is not going to help us pass the Keystones or actually develop our reading levels. We need to learn comprehension, craft and structure, and integration of knowledge and ideas. And exactly, guys, this is the stepping stone for what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. Comprehension, also known as key ideas and details, asks you, I know you've been asked by your teachers, give me examples in the text, give me examples, give me examples. We're going to work on citing examples from the text. If you're asked a question about what went on in a text, give examples straight from the text. That's where you might have a highlighter and actually be able to go back and say, hey, this line shows that this happened. And then drawing inferences is another way to comprehend. You make inferences, or you educated guesses based on what you've learned in the passage. You're making conclusions based on what you've read. So that's level 1, comprehension. Level 2 is called craft and structure. And I know at this time, these words probably don't mean much to you, but they will very shortly, guys. Craft and structure is analyzing how an author developed and structured a text. We talked a little bit about that in the first 2 lessons that you've seen on these strategies. How did the author use language? And how do the words he or she uses affect the meaning and tone? So we're going to dig deep. I'm going to give you a poem. I'm going to ask you, hey, why did the author use this simile, metaphor, alliteration, personification, etc.? And how did the words he or she chose affect the meaning of the poem and tone? We're going to be doing that not just with poetry, but with other texts. You can also do this in science and social studies with your informational text. Authors choose words and phrases purposefully for the reader. And third, we have integration of knowledge and ideas. This is high level, okay, where you're going to be asked to evaluate texts, which means you're going to compare 2 texts. We talked a little bit about that with The Hunger Games and The Giver. You're going to analyze writers' arguments, and you're going to learn to think critically. Once you guys can do all 3 of these successfully, consistently, you've really got a good basis behind you, and passing those Keystones is not going to be a problem. So that's what we're going to be working on all year. We've spent week 2 now looking at these 3 strategies that you're going to apply in all of your classes, especially this one, for the remainder of the school year. Important that if you guys have questions, strengths, weaknesses, etc., we're going to kind of dive and dig deeper into them just to make sure that we get to the levels of comprehension, the levels of craft and structure, and the levels of integration of knowledge and ideas that you guys need to be at to be successful learners. Have a great day, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning these 3 strategies. And ready, we're going to bring them on starting next week with week 3, applying all these 3 strategies to what we're doing. Take care, guys. And I just realized the word evaluate was spelled incorrectly, so it's learning for all of us. E-V-A-L-U-A-T-E. My apologies, guys, to all of you. I need to learn to spell check.